Hey guys, this is Wendy from Wendy Wellness KC, and I am going to do a video today that kind of was a request from one of my clients. Over the COVID crisis, I did an online program called Tired to Inspired, and it was a 6-week workout program, and I also mixed in some nutrition, some diet information, as well as some personal coaching information. And so we did 20-minute videos, 20-minute workout videos throughout the whole 6 weeks. And my dear client Kim, who I've known for years and years and years, she's been working out with me since we were teenagers, asked for a great full body circuit that she could do. And so I'm happy to put that together. And one of the reasons that I'm really happy to put that together is because I love to teach women how to use weights. When we use weights, we change our body. And as we age, we start to lose our muscle mass. And so developing and increasing that muscle mass and reversing that muscle loss as we age is so important. It's the number one predictor of our metabolism. It helps us look stronger, feel stronger, have better balance, have more tone, and of course it helps us burn calories. So can't say enough good things about weightlifting, and so that's why I do it on the reformers, and that's why I do it with some free weights too. So the workout today, we're going to incorporate upper body and lower body. We're going to throw in a little core. We're going to throw in a little cardio. I'm just going to get crazy. And so here's what you're going to need today. So I'm using a box, but you can use a bench or a chair for some of this because we're going to step on it and do some exercises with the box. Also, as far as hand weights, for your upper body, or as far as weights, period, dumbbells, for your upper body, you can use anything from 2 to 10. So today I'm going to be using 8-pound weights. So if you haven't been working out much, start with the 2s and then work your way up. And then as far as for leg work, I'm going to use 15 pounds today, and I would recommend anything from 8 to 15 for leg work. So use what you have, give it a go. If you need to put them down, great. If it's not enough, hey, that's good news. Go buy some new ones, all right? Okay, so let's get going. We're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up on the mat. All right, Kimmy, you ready? So I'm going to start bringing my body into a plank position. So I'm in this inverted V or plank, or sorry, not plank, inverted V. I'm going to the plank. I'm just excited about it. So we're going to go from here into a plank where our hips and shoulders are in one straight line. You want the crown of the head to go out. And one of the things we're really watching here is to keep the shoulders down. And then we're going to take a deep breath and go back into that inverted V, or it looks like downward dog if you're a yoga person. So we're just going to flow between these two things, warming up that back half of our body. Those hamstrings are starting to get warmed up. Hips are opening up a little bit. So when my head goes up, our tail goes up, my head goes down. And when my tail goes down, my head goes up. I'm just moving in this nice alignment here. Starting to warm everything up. Let's go 5. And 4. 3. 2. Last one, hold it here, and let's go straight into a little cardio. So we're going to bring our alternating knee to hip, or knee to chest. So running it out here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Good job. Push back up, and if you can, just walk those hands up. Does not have to look pretty. You'll hear me say that all the time. Just get there. This is your workout. Doesn't have to look pretty. So we're going to move right into some lower body work. So I'm going to grab my dumbbells here, and we're going to go straight into squats. It's one of the greatest exercises to get warmed up. So we're going to roll those shoulders back. Don't let those weights compress your body. You want to stand tall from the hip bone to the crown of the head there. And now we're going to go down into a squat and then pop up, open those hips, kind of squeeze those glutes down the back of your thighs as you do that. So do deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. Good. And let's go 5. And 4. Nice. 3. Glutes are squeezing here. 2. And 1. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to go straight into a lunge. So just for the sake of the camera here, I'm going to do a step back lunge, so I'm not going any farther. And it's actually easier to balance a step back lunge. So I'm going to stay on my right leg, and I'm going to step back on my left, go into a 90-degree knee bend, and bring it forward. So 90-degree knee bend there, and bring it forward. That's it. This is good for balance. Starts to open up that hip flexor on the opposite side. And one of the things you want to watch is that that knee doesn't go over your toe. So you won't want to do an exaggerated bend in that front knee. Good, let's go for 5 and 4, 3, hold those shoulders down and back there, 2, and last one. Switching sides, let's go to the left side. So we're going to step back on that left knee, step back on the right foot, and get into that left knee. And keeping those hips nice and balanced. I may not do the exact same number on both sides because I'm talking and I'm not counting. Let's go 3 more. 3, yes, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, from here, so we've done the lunges, or the squats and the lunges. Now I'm going to go down and do a little bit of core work. So on my back, we're going to go straight into an imprinted spine, so my lumbar spine's kissing the mat. I'm going to take my hands behind the head, tuck my chin, come on up into a curl. We'll do just a few of these where we're sliding the ribs to the hips. Keep the knees and ankles on the same plane. And now we start to shoot those legs out. And then bring everything back in. So those legs extend out. So modification would be stay here with those knees closer to your body. But if you're ready to advance, add those legs out. That's it. Let's go for 6. Belly button to your backbone on this 5. And make sure you're not pulling with those hands. They're just there to support you. I always tell people, imagine that you're pulling from the heart. You want the ribs to lift up off of the mat, not your neck to be pulling that head off. Let's go 3 more. And 2. And final 1. Good. Bring those knees back in. Lower back down. We always like to show that control at the end. Okay, let's go into some upper body work now. So I'm going to grab those hand weights. And one of my favorite things to start off with is just a basic shoulder press. So we keep the shoulders anchored down and just press those arms up. Nice, use those deep abdominals. Supporting that. See how my shoulders stay down by the ears. Nice. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring it back down. We're going to roll the shoulders back and then go into a bicep curl. Eight, 9, looking good, 10, we're going to do 12. Last one. Sweet. Okay, so that's 2 legs, 2 arms, 1 core, right? Okay, now let's go into just a little break for cardio. We'll do some high knees. So arms are pumping. Deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. Everything up there. I like to keep that heart rate up while we're doing this if we can. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to the weights. Grab those weights. We're going to do another set of squats. So roll those shoulders down and back. Feel nice and flat with those feet. We're going to go down into those heels. Press your weight back. There you go. And exhaling on the up. Can we get Okay, 5 more. 5, and 4, and 3. You got it, Liris. I know you can too. Last one. Perfect. All right, step back lunges. So I'm coming in front of my mat here. Stepping back with my left so I get a 90-degree bend in my right knee. Keep those shoulders back. Try to keep those hips squared up. Good. This is balance work for sure. Good. If you can keep that back leg straight, that's a little bit more balance. I like that. That just stretches that hip flexor. Get a little deeper lunge there. Let's go 5. Yeah, and 4. 3. You got this. 2 more. And 1. Perfect. Switch sides. Now, if you need to go slower, go slower. No worries. Good. Watch that knee. Yep. Balancing on that front leg and the back leg. Should have turned the fan on before I started. It's going to be a hot one. That's it. Keep those hips squared off. Let's go 4 more. Yes. And 3. 2. And 1. Nice. Okay, weights are going to go down. I think we did a core exercise in between here. So we'll go back down onto our mat. Scoop the pelvis into imprint. So what that means is you tip your hip bones back, and that secures that lumbar spine on the mat. Knees come back up to tabletop. This time we're going to add an oblique twist to this. So we tuck up, and then we rotate right elbow towards left knee and bring it all the way back down. Come up, rotate the opposite way. Notice this hip isn't coming up like that. So you're going to keep your body from rolling to that opposite side. Come up first, then add the rotation, square back up and go back down. That's where the goodness is. We want to squeeze all the goodness out of this. Yeah! Take it a little bit slower. Take a little bit longer up in that curl. Make it count. Up, twist, come back to center, back down. Take it up, twist, back to center, back down. We got 4. Shh. And up, twist, back to center, back down. 1 more each side. Yeah, and final one, up, twist, up to center, or back to center, and back down. Yes, and then popping back up, we're going to go straight into that shoulder press. So roll those shoulders back, and we go up and down. Good. Now you could get a little fancy with this if you wanted to work on balance, and you can cross one leg over the other and pick that one leg up. Yeah. So now I'm balancing on my right leg, and I'm going to better balance on the left leg to balance it out, right? So this takes some core work. I'm also feeling that left hip in order to balance. 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Bring it down. This time we're going to go into those bicep curls. You can always come into a pony squat here, so you're working your glutes at the same time. Just showing you some modifications. You can just stand up straight if you want, but get a little more goodness out of those glutes if you come down in here. Options. The options are endless. Notice I'm not swinging my body with that. So I'm going to stay stable in that core and just work those arms. Let's go for 3, and 2, and final 1. Perfect. Okay, so we could repeat that a 3rd time, but I want to give you a few different varieties of exercise. So let's go straight into another set now. Another set of exercises, different ones. So now I'm going to do a step up. This is where it's good if you have a box. So a little box or make a little step stool. You can do this on the first stair of your house, whatever is available. And so I'm going to use both weights. Step up with my right foot and then back down. And so now you're just really working on that balance, first of all. And now I'm going to get a little more fancy and I'm going to bring this left knee up. So I pause here for a second as I bring that left knee up. So the work is on this step up in the glute, and of course the higher the step, the more you'll feel it. I can't turn and look at the camera and do this. So we're going to keep those shoulders down and back. Feel that right glute working as we step up. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back. We switch sides. So now we step up on the left, shoulders are down and back, and we bring it up and back down. Up and back down. Nice. So this hip stays squared up. You're really pushing up with that left glute, feeling all the balance there. So this will tell you a lot about your balance. And if the weights are too heavy, go down a notch. No worries. It's your workout. Listen to your body. Let's go 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Good. Stepping it out here. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a what we call a deadlift or good morning here. So we're going to flex at the spine here. Really important, keep the back flat. Go down the body with those weights. And then as we come back up, we're keeping that back flat. So you're just in L shape here. And roll those shoulder blades back. That's it. Hinge over. Draw it back up. Hinge over. Draw it back up. I'm really using my core here. My belly button's going to my backbone. I feel this in my glutes and hamstrings. It's goodness there. And let's go 4. And 3. Nice. We got 2 more. And 1. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to put these guys here for my next set, so they'll wait patiently for me there. And then on this next one, instead of doing core, I'm going to throw in some glute work. So we're in a shoulder bridge now. Our arms are right at our side, shoulders rolled back. So if you sit with those shoulders forward during the day, then they're going to be forward when you lay down on your mat too. So you have to really press them down, kind of open that chest up, keep that rib cage knitted down. Take a deep breath in. Heels are kind of close to your glutes, but not too tight. And we're going to bring it up. And you really want to feel those glutes engage. Now from here, we're going to walk the feet in 2 steps, and then out, out. So they're coming in, 1, 2, out, 1, 2. Okay? Just like a little outward march there. And the goal is to keep those hips from dipping as we do this. So we don't want to let those glutes get any closer to the floor as we march it out. Good. Out, out, in, out, in, out, out. Hips are high. And last time out, out, in. Good. Now from here, lower those hips. This is a good one. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left ankle and try to keep your knees together. A lot of times I'll put a little weight in between there. I could do that with this 8-pound weight, but that's a little heavy. I would do 2 instead. Or a little ball there. Or imagine there's a $100 bill there and you don't want to let it go. And we're going to keep those knees squeezing together as we raise those hips up. Now watch the back. You don't want to arch the back here, so you don't want to be throwing your ribs up in the air. You want to keep the ribs knitted down and the back straight, so it's all in the glutes and not in the lumbar spine. Shh. Really reach those knees across the room. We got 4 and 3. See what I'm saying? To squeeze your $100 bill. And last 1. Good. Uncross, recross the other direction. Of course we have to do both sides. Yes. you'll be crooked if we don't. So squeeze those knees together and we lift and lower. This will tell you a lot about those IT bands. They may want to, your knees may want to fly out, and if they do, that just tells you those IT bands are kind of tight. This is your IT band, by the way. 6 and 5, 4, 3, it's really hot in here, 2, and 1. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to pull my knees into my chest just for a second, get a little low back stretch, and then roll up for our second round of arm work. I may regret these 8-pound weights for this one. I'm just thinking. So let's do some flies. We're going to stand up tall. This is perfectly natural if you want to go down a little bit on the weight. So if you're using 8s and you want to go down to 5s on this one, that would be a good call. But I'm going to give it a go because I want to dodge out of your camera view for any period of time. So it's an exhale up, inhale back down. Exhale up, inhale back down. Use that core. Keep those shoulders from hiking. So you're using these muscles underneath here, your lats, to help you lift that up. How about 5? And 4. You got it, my friends. 3, 2, and final 1. Good. See, I was kind of getting my neck into it, and that tells me I'm getting up into my upper traps. So if you can't keep your head up the whole time, it's time to go down to a weight, in your weights. Go down a little bit lower. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side to give you a little side view. So we're going to lean forward, and we're going to press the arms straight out here. So nice tricep press here. You're hugging those wrists into the side of your body, and you can see I'm keeping my body in one straight line here. Pulling that core in. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a little finale here, we'll do a little bicep or tricep kickback. So we bring it in like a bicep curl, and then we kick it back a little bit more. I'm still hugging those knees, or elbows, sorry, elbows and knees. Elbows right by my side, so they're not getting out here. We got 5, and 4, 3, 2, final 1. I'm going to stretch here for just a second, let my weights go back down, and we'll do a quick cardio, a little break here. Not a break by any means. So how about some squat jacks? These are some of my favorites. So we're going to go down, get that booty down, and then back up. So squat jacking. Nice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. 25 would be great. So if you wanted to keep going. Sorry, there's fuzz flying. Okay, so we started with the good morning, right? Or did we do that second? I think we did step up first. So step up, we're back to the box. We're gonna go right foot first. This time, instead of pulling my knee up like we did last time, I'm gonna kick my leg back. So getting a little bit of that posterior chain, the glute and hamstring. But again, be careful that you're not arching your back and kicking that leg out. So you're just going enough that you can recruit that glute and not arch your lumbar spine. So good balance, and at the same time, you're working the quad on the right leg, the glute and hamstring on the left. We like to multi-purpose. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, sweet. We got those banged out. Next side. So to the left, which I'm a little wobblier on. Roll those shoulders back, and here we go. Up. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Takes a couple for this left hip to decide to play nice with me. See, we all have our weaknesses. I'm certainly not perfect. That's it. Try to plant that balance on that left side. Make sure you're staying up there long enough to find that balance, because important. Good, let's go 6. And 5. And 4. Good, 3 more. Last 2. Final 1. Perfect. All right, keeping those weights in hand. Here we go straight into our good mornings deadlifts. My feet are just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. This is the most important thing, that you can hinge at the hip. What we don't want is this. We want that flat back. Yes. So we don't want that pelvis pulling your tailbone down. That's not good for your lumbar spine. But this means that you can separate your back and your hips, that they're not one unit. They shouldn't be one unit. Woo! Nice. Crown to tail here, ladies. My female weightlifters, I love it. Let's go 10, 9, 8, the abs are drawn in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. Take your time, get your form right. And 1. Back down to the floor for some cardio. So we'll put those weights down. I'm coming down here. Oh no, we were doing glutes, weren't we? Yes, we were. So feet are shoulder width apart. We're going to come up, squeeze those glutes. Think about your knees reaching to the opposite side of the room. So they're going out there. And then we do our walk in, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. In, out, out. 5 and 4. Yes, I know. I aimed high, didn't I? 3. Keep those hips high. Woo! Last 2. And last 1. In. Good. Bring those knees or hips down. And then I do want you to bring your knees together. So we're going to add one more variation to this last series. This is where we're not crossing the ankles yet to start off with, because I just want you to feel what it's like to just keep your knees and ankles together without them even being crossed. So when you come up right here, a lot of us will have a hard time when our knees will separate here. So keep pushing the knees not only together but out towards the end of the room, and you're going to really feel that glute squeeze. Keep that low back from arching. Keep yourself from throwing your ribs in the air, so you bring them down and you're using those abdominals. And then we lower down. Now, important here to hinge here rather than to hinge in your low back. Can you guys see the difference there? See how my low back is arching down versus my low back is straight and my crease is right here. So that's going to help you get a lot more glute work. So we push up, bring it back down. Keep squeezing those knees together. It's tight. 5. And 4. And 3. 2 more. Final 1. Bring it back down. Cross your right leg over your left. Squeeze those knees together like a $100 bill depends on it. And we raise up and lower down. Once again, come through that hip joint right here where the femur comes into the pelvis. Keep your back straight. Whoop, I let my knees up in there. 5. And 4. 3. Good. We got 2 more, guys. You got this. Final 1. Choo. And then we switch sides. Left over right. I always start with my right. I keep trying to break myself of that. And then we come on up. Knees are squeezing together. Reach them long. I know you feel this. I know. Those inner thighs are feeling it for sure because we're working those adductor muscles, those inner thigh muscles, to hold those knees together. And so sometimes, like I said, if those IT bands are tight, it's super hard. So it's a kind of a contrast between are my IT bands tight or my inner thighs just needing a little strengthening work. And we probably are doing more on this side than the last, so let's do one more. Now we're not even. Oh, that's okay. Bring those knees in Little mini break here. I know I'm going fast. Just want to get in a lot of good stuff here. Okay, roll it up, and we're going to go straight into that arm work. So if you remember, this is your chance to go down a little bit in your weight if those lat raises were a little too heavy for you. So lateral raise. Remember, I did the balance, but you don't have to do that. Going to go up. Good, so we're using those muscles underneath that help support those shoulder stabilizers. 4, 3, oh, I'm going to cross over, even out. Now we'll go 4, 3, 2, run. Yeah, those were heavy. Okay, tricep presses. And again, I'm hinging at that hip joint, and we're going to press those triceps up. So squeeze those palms in close to your body, almost like those elbows are coming towards each other as you lift up. And that helps get those good old triceps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll do a tricep kickback here. Holding them close to your body. That's it. Keep that head nice and neutral. Want to keep that body from rocking as we do this because the core is stable. You're not getting into rocking. Let's go 3 more. And 2, and 1. All right, from here I'm going to throw in a little bonus. We're going to do a row. So we're going to bend over here, keep that flat back, and we're just going to row those arms up. Now this one you could probably do with a little bit more weight because this is using the back of the body there. And you've got some strength there, but I don't want you to go up yet because I'm going to show you a fly. So just get those triceps a little bit more in here. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then probably best I turn to the front to show you the fly. So in the fly, our elbows are slightly bent, and we're just squeezing those wrists up in the air, and the shoulder blades are squeezing together in the back. Do a lot of this bent over. That helps get those glutes and the core. So get that posterior chain here. We got 5. And 4, little bonus arm work here. 3, yes, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, we'll put that. Whew. We finished that arm work. Now let's just go into some stretching to conclude our workout here. So that was 2 rounds of some leg work, some cardio, core, got some glute, we got some upper body. So we kind of hit all the good stuff here. So we're going to hold those knees into our chest and just rock it out side to side. Nice stretch here. Good. Deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. Good. Now, one of the biggest things that I see long-term dysfunction in people is when they can't rotate their ankles. So being able to make nice round circles with your ankles is super important. So give this a go. Go a little bit both directions. And sometimes you'll start to feel that you can't smoothly round all the way around. And so keep working on that because the way that your ankles move can affect your knees, your hips, and all the way up into your low back and your shoulders. So really important to be able to make that full circle and flex and point. Let's do the other side. This also helps strengthen those muscles that are on the top of your leg, which are called your anterior tibialis. So our calf muscles get really big, right? And then the muscle on the front of our leg isn't so big. And so we got to strengthen that a little bit to keep those muscles in balance. So stir that ankle the other direction. Good. Okay, super important. Okay, now we're going to bring the legs up in the air, and I'm going to kind of turn to the side so you can see if I'm laying like this so they would be parallel, and then you're just going to open and close. open, and close. So I'm going to turn back so it looks normal for my body, but I wanted you to be able to see that. So this is called lateral rotation. This is called parallel. And at the same time, try to push those hips down on the mat. So we go out into that rotation and then bring it back up. So if your knees are bent, you're going to be going like this. And that's perfectly fine, because what you'll feel is this gliding in the hip joint with those femur bones, so this bone right here. And it's designed to move in and out like this. So sometimes we get a little locked up in there too. And then work to see if you can start to straighten them. Good. All right, we're going to pull those knees to your chest. Go ahead and roll over. And we're going to kneel on our left knee. Bring your right one up in the front. And we'll go into a little lunge stretch here, getting that hip flexor. Tuck the toe. Come into another lunge here with that leg straight back. So we can just go back and forth between knee down and knee up. And then if you push your weight back into your heel, you'll get a calf stretch there. We'll just do a few of those. Once again, make sure the knee is stacked up over the ankle. We don't want the knee over here because that creates too much flexion in that knee. Too much of a bend, that's dangerous for it. Okay, let's go back to the other side. Go to that left one. And first we hinge forward. This is your hip flex. These are your hip flexors here. So you want to stretch those babies out. And then we come into this nice lunge here, and then bend and straighten, bend, push back into that heel and straighten, getting that ankle dorsiflexion. So being able to, again, to point and flex your feet is super important. All right, bringing that foot back. Let's go back where we started, and we're going to go into that inverted V. Pause it here for just a second, and let's pedal those legs out. So while we're doing this, we're pushing the hips to the wall behind us. And really give them a nice push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's walk those feet up. Doesn't have to look pretty. You could be all crouched over here. Perfectly fine. You don't have to be able to touch your toes. And let's round it up from here. So we're stacking the vertebrae one at a time. And take a deep breath in. Find your balance here. Exhale. Good. And this is where we like to whisper some positive affirmations to ourselves. So I like to say, I am enough. And I have enough. Finally, I am doing enough. And just take a few seconds, put your hands over your heart. And I thank you for taking care of yourself, taking these moments to work your body, release stress, spend some time alone, doing something that's good for you. So keep up that self-compassion, keep up that taking care of yourself so that you can be the best that you can for other people. Be your best so you can give your best. Thank you for joining me.